6 months ago, I landed in America with 2 suitcases, big dreams, and absolutely no idea of what I was walking into. But today, I want to take you behind the scenes. For the airport, before the snow, before the new life posts, we're going to go back all the way to June 16, 2025, the day of my visa interview. I had prayed, I had prepared, I worked so hard for that interview. It was literally the most tensed moment of my life. My parents weren't even home. They had traveled for my brother's graduation. So my emotional support was literally through video calls. But somehow I woke up that morning. I was so happy. I was optimistic. I felt so at peace. Like I knew it was going to be mine. Hi. So I just got dressed for my US visa interview. I'm having it today, and this is just a video prior to my interview. I'm very prepared. I've prayed, I've studied, I've done everything that I'm supposed to do. This is just my outfit for the day. I look good. I look good. After my interview, I didn't get a yes, I didn't get a no, I got a maybe. Basically, I was put on administrative processing, which basically means we don't know yet, but we're going to get back to you. At that time, administrative processing was actually common. I just didn't know how long it was going to take. I did my research and I saw people were placed on administrative processing for years, for months. Meanwhile, I was supposed to start school in 2 flipping months. I wouldn't say I was scared though, but that's only because I put all my worries towards God. And I basically lived every moment from that June 16 like it was my last moment. I went on dinner dates with my friends to the arcade. I went for a staycation. I had a night out. I also went camping at the beach. I tried focusing my energy on hanging out with my friends because deep down, I knew those were my last moments, even if they had no idea about anything.
I'm doing the music, I'm doing my way, baby, oh. No follow them, do it, cha-cha-cha, baby, oh. My family's winning, it's with me inside, body, oh. Now money be everything, cause everything now money, oh. Till I don't back out, oh. I don't back up, till I don't back out. I don't back up, till I don't back out. I don't back up, 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 I don't back
A month after my visa application, my status was still showing refused. So they hadn't opened my application to process it yet. At that period, my mind was still at rest. I wasn't overly worried about anything. But there comes the school emails. I had to pick housing, I had to register for the semester, I had to pick my classes. And like at this moment, I didn't really know what to do. I was basically stuck between faith and reality. I had faith that God was going to do the best, but at the same time, I was faced with, okay, what do I do? Do I pick my housing? Do I register down for the semester? Do I pick my classes? Because I really didn't know what the situation of my visa was going to eventually turn out to be. My faith was very strong, but my parents' faith was even stronger. They gave me go ahead to pay for my housing, pick my classes, register for the semester. I even registered for my ID card. I was moving purely on faith. My campus housing was non-refundable, so it was like a win or lose situation. Deep down, as August started to approach, my faith started to shake because I was supposed to resume school in August. I started quietly searching for a plan B. I started to look into other schools, into other countries. But regardless of that, nothing really felt right. It felt like every alternative I started making at that moment was forced. Nothing felt like it was meant for me at all. So I just closed that chapter of looking for an alternative and I just focused on my one and only option. And I just kind of continued moving in faith, and I just told myself the highest thing that can happen is I get a no, or they get back to me late and I just request to defer my admission to the next semester. So I kind of just took all the problems off my head and just focused on having faith in God. Fast forward to August 8th, 2025, I had just finished praying, and in my prayer, or actually after my prayer, I told God, if you can hear my prayers, give me a sign. Like, it felt like I had been in the waiting period for so long and I just needed a sign from God. It felt like I needed a little bit of reassurance from God. And once I said that, I opened my visa application stuff and I realized my refused changed to administrative processing, which basically meant my case was actively being worked on. Of course, the first person I ran to tell was my mom. You won't believe when I walked into my mom's room, she was praying about the exact same thing. And all I could do was just join her in prayer. When I finally told her, she was so happy. She switched from prayer to thanksgiving immediately. That day, my faith went from 100 to 1,000 because there's nothing you want to tell me that moment right there wasn't good. There's nothing you want to tell me. This was about 2 weeks to my resumption date, so the anxiety was in the air. Like, I was so tensed. It felt like I had little to no time to get to school. The next day, my mom was so happy. Like, she didn't even have to say so much. You could literally just see it in her action, the way she looked at me. It was such a beautiful moment. So like, even though we had moved forward a little bit, we were still in the waiting period. My anxiety got the best of me. Every night I would sit on my laptop refreshing my page to see if my administrative processing changed to approved or issued. I would wake up in the middle of the night checking, knowing fully well that nobody works in the middle of the night. That was how bad it was. Sometimes during the day, I will refresh like 10 times. In one day, I refreshed 10 times. At some point, I had to literally discipline myself to not open my portal or my page. I had to look for distractions just to keep my mind off of it. 4 days later, my administrative processing changed to approved. When I tell you my anxiety disappeared from my body, it was the happiest I had been in such a long time. I was feeling everything at once: relief, gratitude, shock, excitement. Everything was just flowing in at that moment. But approved didn't mean issued. It just meant they had approved it, but it hasn't been stamped on my passport. Like, in less than 24 hours, it's changed from approved to issued. I got a call in the morning asking if I was available to come collect my passport. And that was when I opened my page and I saw that it has been issued. I ran to go and tell both my parents, because I was supposed to go to Babcock for one of my friends' graduation. But I had to cancel all the plans I had for that day. Nothing was as important as me collecting my passport.
My imagination has turned to reality. Oh my God, oh, you do this one, oh. Hey, you do this one, oh.
Listen, on getting to the embassy after collecting my passports, regardless of me seeing issued on my laptop, I had to see it with my own eyes. So I went to the bathroom and I literally, let's say this is my passport. This was how I opened it. I screamed in the toilet because nobody would understand what I went through. That page alone felt like a dream come true. I looked at it all day until I got back home and showed my parents. That is how I landed myself in the United States, the country of greener pastures. But what happened after I got here? Culture shock, loneliness, anxiety, growth, reality, how hard it is making friends. That's a story for my next video. So if you want the real aftermath of moving to America as an international student, make sure you're subscribed. I'm Mo, and I'll see you in the next one. Toodles!
Cruising this game, hit from the top, that's a liability.